Hi, and welcome to the next part in the Operation Alpha Motivation, Mindset and Habit Building series. So in this video, I'm going to basically explain my take on the hierarchy of needs, which is something you may have heard of in terms of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is a little bit different. But this is my take in a health and fitness sense and how this relates to the real world as well. So something I talk about quite a lot in Operation Alpha is the 4 pillars of health. These mean the 4 aspects of healthy living that we seek to manipulate to gain a favorable outcome. And these are sleep, nutrition, training, and stress. So what you're hopefully picking up here from this diagram is we're talking about a hierarchy here in that, in terms of which ones we prioritize, how that then has an upward flow in terms of positively affecting the other parts of the pyramid. So the one that is down at the bottom is the one that we put the most priority onto, and moving upwards because we know that there is a direct correlation to the ability to favorably affect the next one up in the pyramid if we take care of the first one. Cool. So at the bottom I have got sleep, meaning that it's the most important one, and this is because obviously if you are sufficiently rested properly, if you've slept well, for a start you have more physical energy because you're recharged. There is also a correlation with sleep deprivation in the ability to manage your appetite, which obviously makes the next part, nutrition, that much easier, assuming that you're trying to eat in a way that supports your training and your physique goals. The other is that there is a lot of evidence and data to suggest that sleep deprivation can be related to certain health issues and markers that can become a bit of an issue if they're not taken care of. So you know that if you're looking after your sleep, you're in a good place, and it is going to positively affect the next one up in the pyramid, which is nutrition. Obviously, there are a lot of health issues and markers that can be associated with poor nutrition. I think we're all aware of that. So if you're looking after your nutrition, you're going to be looking after these potential issues and markers, keeping them at bay, optimizing the health markers. And the other thing is you're going to be supporting your training and your physique goals. So if you're eating properly, you're going to be looking after the training, because obviously a lot of people maybe train but are not eating in a way that supports their training goals, and therefore they're just treading water, or worse, they're going backwards, particularly if they're looking for weight loss or fat loss. So the next one up we have is the training itself, and obviously through the training it's like the hammer and chisel, if you like, that you use to build and sculpt the physique that you're looking for, or develop your fitness if you've got more fitness or sports related goals, for example. And the other thing about training is it is an activity that you can use to release stress. It's an outlet for your stress. It's a very engaging activity. It's something that you can use to shut yourself off from all the other stuff in your life, your work, maybe your family stresses, and just engage and engross yourself in that experience. So up at the top, everything's been positively affected, and the outcome is that stress is positively affected as a result of taking care of these 3 things. And as we all know, stress is such a plague of modern day living. And there are certainly health issues and markers related to stress that will therefore be improved and optimized as a result of doing all this other stuff. And when you're less stressed, you're going to have more mental energy and you're going to be in a better mood. So you're going to feel better. So these are the 4 pillars of health. Hopefully that makes sense. Now there's a caveat here, and that is, what I recommend is to not get into the habit of regularly skipping your training if sleep is an issue, because as far as I'm concerned, this is an example of symptomology. This is when you're treating the symptoms rather than trying to look for the root cause. And of course, if you're just treating the symptoms, that means you're missing out on your training, and therefore, you're upsetting the four pillars of health in this hierarchy sense, and you're not benefiting from something that's really, really good for you. So what I suggest in that situation is to instead genuinely seek to resolve the problem proactively. And if you've watched the other videos, you know that there's a video on sleep, for example. You can have a look at that one to find out some techniques and maybe get you into thought process about how you can actually proactively seek to improve this. So I'm going to move on to the real world, because I think sometimes health and fitness and fitness professionals can be perceived as not necessarily being in the real world, or not being able to empathize or put themselves in the shoes of real people, who have a demanding job and a family life, and maybe we are seen as not understanding those challenges, or how doing all of this can actually benefit you. And hopefully I can demonstrate that over here. So what I've called this is the real world hierarchy. So again, it's a hierarchy of needs. And in this pyramid over here, I've put health and fitness at the bottom. The next one up is emotional or mental health. The next one up is family. And up at the top, I've got work. And when you think about it, what a lot of people tend to do is to turn this upside down. They tend to focus on work above everything else because they think they need to do that for their family. Then they think of emotional and mental health, and then they might even think of health and fitness as being last. And unfortunately, what tends to happen as a result is that can have negative long-term consequences, which should be fairly obvious. But why would you flip it around this way? Well, let's go through this. So let's say you focus on your health and fitness, you make it a priority. Well, firstly, you're going to have more physical energy for day-to-day living, and all this other stuff, your emotional, your family life and your work, everything that you're doing from day to day requires physical energy. So it makes sense that if you have more energy in reserve, you're going to be better able to look after these other parts of your life. The other thing, looking after your health and fitness, is you're going to be more robust, and by that I mean you're going to have less illness. You're going to be less susceptible to picking up bugs and having time where you're not operating at full capacity. So again, you're going to have more time and energy available to work on the other things that are important to you. And lastly, longevity, right? Because obviously you're looking after your health and fitness. The chances are you are giving yourself the best possible chance to be alive for longer. I know it's a bit morbid, but it is a fact. You're giving yourself the best possible chance of that. And even as you get older, you have more of a chance to be, really physically capable and mentally capable as you get older too. So health and fitness clearly benefits your emotional and mental health. Because when you're taking care of your health and fitness, it gives you a lot of confidence. It gives you an outlet with which to manage your stress so you can improve your mood, so you feel better. You can feel a sense of pride from looking after yourself and the progress and results that you're creating from working on your health and fitness. And because you're working on your stress, because you've got an outlet for your stress, you're also managing stress-related mental health issues and markers as well. So, stress-related mental illness is a very big problem these days, and you're obviously giving yourself a better chance of avoiding those things when you do that. So what benefits, when you're taking care of your health and fitness and your emotional and mental health, well, yeah, your family is going to benefit because you're going to have more physical and mental energy for your family. So you can tend to their needs. You can give them what they require from you. You're also a lot more likely to have more patience for your family as well, because you are in a better place, both physically and mentally. And, let's face it, if you're taking care of your health and fitness, you are also setting a good example to your family, and that's something else that's going to make you feel better as well, apart from anything else. And also, it's quite an important thing to be doing. So you're taking care of all that. You've taken care of your health and fitness, your emotional and mental health. You're doing your best to have a good family life. Well, all of this is supportive of your work because you are going to have more mental energy, focus, and patience, things that obviously you need for work. You're going to have more physical energy, which again you need for your work. And you're going to have less time off sick because you're more robust. Again, your work benefits. And also you have an outlet for your stress, and obviously you have stress that's related to your work. Well, if you're taking care of your health and fitness, you've got a good family life, you're getting into your training and you're progressing, well, you have an outlet and means to channel and manage your stress. So basically, when you look after your health and fitness, everything benefits. I hope that makes sense. I'll wrap that up there. If you have any questions or feedback for me, I'd love to hear it. You can email me at wolfpack@operation-alpha.com. Cheers.